Femi, if I have ever been unfaithful to you, let me perish. But if I have been faithful and you bring a stranger to sweat on my bed, let the bed hold you.
In Lagos, there is a kind of shame that soap cannot wash away. It is the kind of shame that makes a man wish the ground would open up and swallow him whole. On a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. in Surulere, a crowd of 200 neighbors has gathered outside a duplex. Phones are raised high, recording. An ambulance is reversing into the compound, but they are not there for a sick person. They are there for Femi and his guests. Two paramedics carry a stretcher out of the front door. On the stretcher, there are two people, a man and a woman. They are covered by a single white sheet. But under the sheet, they are struggling, crying, because they are not just lying next to each other. They are stuck together, joined like Siamese twins in the act of betrayal. The crowd cheers. Magun, it is Magun. How does a big boy like Femi end up being carried out of his own house, naked, attached to a woman who is not his wife? To understand the disgrace, we must look at the disrespect. Femi was a man who believed he had arrived. He had the import business, he had the Benz, and he had Ngozi. Ngozi was the wife of his youth. She was there when he had only one pair of trousers. She managed his home, raised his children, and covered his secrets. But Femi got bored. He wanted fresh fish. He wanted yellow sisi. He found Sandra on Instagram. Sandra was loud, expensive, and artificial. Everything Ngozi was not. Femi didn't just want to cheat. He wanted to replace. He started complaining. Ngozi, you smell like onions. Ngozi, your wrapper is old. Ngozi, get out of my sight. He treated the woman who built him like a piece of old furniture he wanted to throw away. Friday night, 9 p.m., it was raining. Femi came home drunk. He threw Ngozi's bags onto the veranda. Get out, he shouted. My new woman is coming this weekend. I don't want to see your face here. Ngozi stood in the rain. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She looked at the house she had painted. She looked at the bed she had bought. She wiped the rain from her face. She knelt down at the doorstep. She touched the floor and she whispered something. It wasn't a curse. It was a permission slip. She said, Femi, if I have ever been unfaithful to you, let me perish. But if I have been faithful and you bring a stranger to sweat on my bed, let the bed judge you. Let the bed hold you. She dropped the key on the floor and walked away into the dark. Femi laughed. Good riddance to bad rubbish. He didn't know he had just unlocked the door to hell. Let's pause. Femi kicked his wife out at night to bring a side chick in. This is the height of wickedness. But some people say Ngozi went too far with the prayer. They say cheating is bad, but Magun is attempted murder. Here is the question for the jury. If your partner humiliated you like Femi did, do you have the right to set a spiritual trap? Is this justice or witchcraft? Vote in the comments. Hashtag Team Ngozi, he deserves it. Or hashtag Mercy, 2#. I am waiting to see who you support. 11 p.m., Sandra arrived. She smelled of vanilla and expensive scenes. Femi felt like a king. He took her to the master bedroom, Ngozi's sanctuary. He kicked Ngozi's wedding picture face down on the dresser. This is our kingdom now, he told Sandra. They lay on the bed. Passion took over. Femi felt strong, he felt young, but then the atmosphere changed. The air in the room became heavy, hot. The sweat on their bodies didn't feel like water anymore. It felt sticky, like sap from a rubber tree. Femi tried to pull away. He couldn't. His chest was fused to hers. He tried to lift his leg. It was locked. Sandra, let go of me, he gasped. I'm not holding you, she screamed. You are crushing me. They pulled, they twisted. pain shot through their bodies. It wasn't just suction. Their skin felt like it had melted together. They were one flesh, literally. They struggled for 6 hours. By 6 a.m., the pain was unbearable. They were dehydrated, terrified, and stuck in the most compromising position possible. Sandra was crying, "Call the ambulance, I don't care, just separate us." Femi had to do the hardest thing of his life. He picked up his phone. He dialed 112. "Hello, emergency. I am stuck." The ambulance arrived. They couldn't separate them. "We have to take you to the hospital," they said. They put them on a stretcher. They tried to cover them with a sheet, but as they carried them out the front door, the wind blew, the sheet slipped. The crowd saw everything. The neighbors Femi had snubbed, the landlord, the pure water seller. Everyone saw the big boy, helpless, naked, trapped. The video hit the internet before the ambulance engine even started. Caption: "The Magun of Surulere." At the hospital, doctors were confused. Muscle spasms? Vacuum effect? They gave muscle relaxant. Nothing worked. Finally, an old nurse whispered to Femi, "Medicine cannot solve this. Call the owner of the bed." Femi, weeping in shame, called Ngozi. Ngozi arrived an hour later. She looked fresh, beautiful. She didn't shout, she didn't cry. She walked into the ward. The doctor stepped back. She looked at Femi. She looked at Sandra. She poured a bottle of water on their heads. "I release you," she said softly. Instantly, their bodies separated. Femi is single now. He lives in a small apartment on the mainland. He walks with a limp and he never looks anyone in the eye. Ngozi kept the house. There's a saying in the streets, "Do not eat the food that does not belong to you," because you might find that the menu includes a trap. Would you have released them like Ngozi did, or would you have left them stuck for one more day?